Mobius's former life will finally be revealed. Loki's faithful companion throughout the history of this series has been Mobius, a TVA agent who worked for thousands of years to maintain the sacred timeline. However, almost all details about his life before joining the TVA are a total mystery. In the previews for the upcoming episode of Loki, we got a glimpse of part of his former life. We see Mobius dressed in a work uniform, taking out garbage bags and talking to Loki. So in this video, we will be discussing Mobius's former life, and how this would change the story forever, as Loki could be using the Time Stone without knowing it. And for more videos of your favorite series and movies, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. First, let's talk about what we know about Mobius. Mobius was originally an ordinary human, living his life on the sacred timeline. However, at some point he caused a nexus event that turned him into a time variant. This caught the attention of He Who Remains, who took Mobius and erased all memories of his past life. He Who Remains put Mobius to work for the Time Variance Authority, or TVA, a powerful organization charged with monitoring the timeline and protecting it from threats such as temporal variants. There, Mobius was assigned as an expert variant analyst, working alongside the Hunters, to track down and capture alternate versions of characters like Loki, who threatened the sacred timeline. Eventually, Mobius was assigned to interrogate and recruit a new variant of Loki that had been captured. Though initially distrustful of each other, Loki and Mobius formed a peculiar friendship as they pursued a dangerous Loki variant named Sylvie. In the last episode of Loki, we saw a scene where Sylvie is upset because Loki and Mobius are leaving all the trouble in the hands of Victor Timely, a version of Kang who could become He Who Remains or worse. What bothers Sylvie the most, however, is that Mobius doesn't even seem to care to find out about his former life now that he knows the truth about the TVA. In the previous season, after Sylvie took down the false timekeepers, it was discovered that He Who Remains had wiped the memories of all the TVA workers, who were actually abducted variants of their timelines. At the beginning of this second season, we saw how Brad Wolfe, or X5, returned to what would be his life in his original timeline, where he became a well-known actor. But Mobius doesn't seem to care about this, and doesn't want to know what his own life was. We can see that when Sylvie questions him about it, Mobius looks a bit upset, and the reason could be found in the trailer of the upcoming episodes. In the previews of the second season, we can see Loki trying to stop the destruction of the TVA, while he is traveling between realities. And this trailer confirms the theory of our previous video. The destruction of the Loom did not destroy the realities, but expanded the entire multiverse. Now the realities from which each of these variants were abducted have returned. There is no longer a single sacred timeline that expands to other realities. Now we are talking about an infinity of realities expanding simultaneously. Understanding this, we can realize that the images shown in this trailer correspond to the original realities of each character. The first image we see of Mobius is taking out the garbage, dressed in clothes from a retail store. This suggests that in his original reality, Mobius was not an important member of the TVA, but an ordinary person. It is possible that this is the reason he does not want to know about his past life, as he fears discovering that he was no one special. This is a water gear store that Loki will be coming to in the next episode. They sell everything from jet skis to all sorts of marine sports accessories. Apparently, Mobius's original life was that of a salesman in this store, a rather casual life. He would never have imagined that in another reality, he was an agent of the TVA timekeepers. In the preview, we can see how Loki tells Mobius that the TVA has disappeared, but Mobius starts talking to him about things in the store. This leads me to believe that he has no memories of his other life, although it is possible that he may have had dreams or hints about that parallel reality. I don't think he has completely forgotten his life as Mobius. However, someone else might make him remember. Sylvie. She freed the minds of the TVA employees in the past, and she could do it again with Mobius, although we don't know where she currently is. In our previous video, we talked about the possibility that Loki is using the Time Stone to travel between the past, present, and future, after disabling the TVA's magical defense systems. Perhaps he took an Infinity Stone from some desk and kept it. Also, another possibility is that at some point during the first season, Loki took one of these stones and doesn't remember it, and the explosion of the loom caused an interaction with the stones Loki carries, causing this time warp. Or perhaps Loki's connection to time travel is deeper than we yet understand. On the other hand, this means that Sylvie's timeline has also returned, and from all the people who have worked on the TVA, this causes a real problem. If He Who Remains says that the only way to keep the peace in the multiverse will be to eliminate these realities, I doubt very much that the people from those timelines will decide to help him. I think these realities will become victims of Kang the Conqueror, which will eventually lead He Who Remains to create the loom and then restart them. It seems to be an eternally repeating cycle. Kang conquers the realities, and then He Who Remains restarts them to restore peace, only for Kang to reappear. Be that as it may, now the Mobius of this reality will realize that beyond his boring life, he was an analyst agent capable of bringing the multiverse under control. But tell me, what are your thoughts? Now that the loom is broken, do you think Mobius will prefer to stay in his original timeline? And for more videos of your favorite series and movies, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. You're on the Oasis Geek.